Siyam, then that of Imam Ghazali, Ihya Ulumuddin, where he categorizes the fast into Siyam al-Umum wa Khusus wa Khusus al-Khusus, inshallah. We'll talk about that. So tonight, we are looking at, yes, we fast. Do we fast to suffer? Do we fast to feel hunger? Do we fast to just be thirsty? Do we fast just for the sake of it? Oh, Ramadan has come. Let us fast. Oh, Ramadan has come. Let us be generous. Let us be, humanitarian. No, it has an undertone. It has a kind of an in-depth understanding, which if one does not understand it, one will fast really, but one will not go beyond the surface. Like the perspective in the book of Maududi, Let Us Be Muslims, the person will be like somebody just, at the surface level, like somebody just eat and vomit. When you can eat something sweet, a delicious meal, then if you just intentionally, not deliberately vomit it, you'll be querying yourself that what could have happened. So look, for example, when you talk about the fast of Ramadan, the first thing you observe is that we take sahur, we equally take the iftar. The sahur, of course, when we take sahur, it's not because we are hungry. The time for sahur is not the time you feel hunger. It's a time that is unusual, that is abnormal for eating. So, and we have been enjoying that. Tasaharu fa inna fi sahur al-baraka. You should endeavor to eat something as your sahur, meaning that you must just take something to sip water or to eat something. You're not hungry, but it's a requirement that you must take something. In this very world, this represents our comfort zone where we enjoy life, where we'll enjoy many things in life. The food we eat is signifying the ease, the leisure, the pleasure we enjoy in life, of what we eat, of what we drink, of what we wear, of what we ride, of things that we see by way of, entertainment. So there's a comfort there. Now you have to be in, after that eating, which has its ethics too. The time you must stop. Then when you now stop, for the next 12 hours, 13 hours, you are not meant to drink, you are not meant to eat, you are not meant to have sexual intercourse, you are not meant to involve in anything sinful. Rather, you are meant to engage yourself in activities of spiritual or solar development. That is what you keep on doing in the days of the fasting. You read the Quran, you pray duha, you pray shraq, you go to tafsir, lots of things that we do. Beautiful. When I come to iftar, in the case of iftar, you have been hungry, you've been thirsty, you've been tired, you've been a kind of pain, a kind of stress, a kind of discomfort, a kind of tiredness, a kind of weakness, which you have been expectant that I will break this fast. I will break the fast soon. This conditioning, one, it makes you develop a habit of self-restraint that I can do without committing sin. I can do without falling into the pitfall of illicit sexual relation. Because the hunger for about 18 hours is not something so easy. So you are able to convince your mind that I will break my fast when the sun sets. This conditioning is expected to be translated or operationalized in our daily activities. You have cause to be in charge, in custody of money, in custody of somebody. You are able to restrain yourself from doing what is wrong. That is one angle. Second angle is that the same way you are patient not to eat, not to drink, it's expected that Yawm al-Qiyamah, Because of your patience in this very world, you are going to enjoy in Al-Jannah. Because your sabr, your patience, not to eat haram, your patience, not to say haram, your patience, not to involve fornication, your patience, not to watch evil things, immoral things, is like you are fasting. You are fasting, you don't look at the haram, you don't say haram, you don't sing haram, you don't wash haram, you don't wear haram. All this thing is like you are fasting. And your iftar is when you now enter Al-Jannah, where then you will now enjoy the real enjoyment. Enjoyment of this world is transient, is temporary, is temporal, is, fast disappearing. It doesn't last. The enjoyment can even become the source of sorrow at times or cries. You buy a new car, and the first day you are driving home, you have an accident. What kind of enjoyment is that? You bought the car, the bus to enjoy yourself, but to have a comfort in life. The house you can crestfallen when it's gone. You can have a new baby, a child, you're happy. After 10 years of marriage, your first child, the fruit of the womb is coming, and it just died the day of naming. These things happen in life. Recently, there's a convocation in one of the universities. One of those who are convocated, second day, the person died. And I've seen before one of our imams who the day he was to bag his PhD was the day he died. So this is the message that life is not the way you think it is. It is the way the owner of life say it is. Mata'u guru, mata'u dunya. Allah said it's a trivial place that you don't have to die there. You have to just see it as a bridge you cross to the heavens. It is Masra alil akhirah. It is a farmland you involve in some activities for the hereafter. That is one. Then when you look at hunger at times when you are fasting, you will realize that the hunger at times reaches a peak or a kind of climax that you feel like dying. Your stomach feel like breaking, like cutting. You at times you can't just, you feel like you can't just cope. This fight not because compulsory, you will have broken it. You lie down, you'll be turning right to left, you are bored. Then that's what happened to you. With this very one, this experience you have and the feeling is to make you deliberately remember the poor. That is what the poor goes through for 11 months, that they just be there while the world around them is enjoying. Yes, some go through such pains, hunger, no lunch, no supper, no dinner, no comfort, no house, and they are they are human beings. While some are in luxury, they are in abundance, they are enjoying life. So when you fast, the way your stomach feels, the hunger is what some people feel for 10, 9 months. So it is made, the fasting is institutionalized for you to remember that some people who are humans like you are going through what you go through just for 30 days or 29. So you have to be considerate. That is one. Beside that, also, at times you feel so, it becomes so painful that the hunger at times, the thirst. So when you look at that also, at times you are so hungry, but you can't just eat because you are fasting, you obey, you're worshiping Allah. But those who are sinners, who do not repent, the judgment day when it comes, they will feel a more terrible, excruciating pain, hunger in hell. So if you feel the hunger in this world, the test in this world, it's reminding you that if you don't do the right thing now, the real hunger is not the hunger of this world, but that of the hereafter. The real thirst is not of this very world, but that of the hereafter. So it's for you to be careful, to be fearful, to be cautious that day will come when some people who have been committing sin in this world, they commit sin with all sense of nobody can do anything. Such people, they will return to Allah, and they will, when they are put in hell or they are consigned to hell, they will feel the hunger, they will feel the thirst that they will they will feel like eating something, and they'll be giving hell food, gautor, they'll be giving hamim. They'll be so thirsty that they want something to drink. And what will they drink? They will drink a drink of hell that is hot, a putrefied drink, so dirty, so impure, so solid that they will drink it, citing such drinks is enough to destroy the entire universe. They will drink this, and when they drink it, it will shock them, it will kill them, they will not die. It will burn, it will be like chemicals that is in their stomach, like poison, so toxic, and they will not die. La yamutu fiha wa la yahya. As for the food, thorns in their throats. You can just imagine. So when you feel hunger in this very world, just be rest-minded and hopeful that in hereafter you won't suffer the hunger if you do the right thing. That's an aspect. Another aspect is that when you look at atmosphere of fasting, unlike when we fast on Mondays and Thursdays, on other days outside Ramadan, because not everybody fasts on Monday, not everybody fasts on Thursday. We just fast, and that's all. For those who feel are convinced that they need that. Now, but in Ramadan, there's a universal concern for the poor, because one, you see that all of us now fast. The rich, the poor, the king, the subject, women, everybody is fasting, and that fasting is a kind of consciousness that comes to us, which it was there before, but we make it subconscious. Now we are conscious of it in Ramadan. So we now solidarize in hunger. That's what to do in Ramadan. It's a solidarity for us that if some of our brothers and sisters could stay for 9 months, for 10 months, for 11 months, not eating, let us see how they feel. Let us be concerned for others. So when you now feel the hunger, it's expected that after Ramadan, you start to have the feeling for them. But what happened? In Ramadan, there's the irony. We help, we feed people, we give them money, we give them rice, beans, beverages. Fine, good. For the month of Ramadan, because of the reward you want to get. Is it because of reward or the humanity? If for the humanity, it's a superior understanding. If just for the reward, is not as superior as the feeling for humanity. So feeling for humanity is superior to the feeling for the reward. So that feeling for humanity is what will make you to continue to solidarize with the poor after the month of Ramadan. And of course, the month imbues in us unity of Islam, because all of us, we are fasting together. The sahur pattern is the same. This iftar, everything, the rich, everybody just trying to do. Tarawih, we are together. Idil Fitri, we are together. All these things at the same time, based on our time zone. We enjoy that very well. It's a revolution against materialism. Because after Ramadan, there's tendency to just be eating anyhow, drinking anyhow, enjoying leisures of life anyhow, to this, even committing sin anyhow. But when Ramadan comes, it's a kind of force that drives all of us to that spirituality, originality of our existence, a universal redirection to returning to our origin. We are conscious of what we eat. We are conscious of what we say. We are conscious of what we do. We engage ourselves in lots of ibadat. So, what do we see in Ramadan? There's a wisdom. There's a point we have to note here. Why do we limit welfare to Ramadan alone? This apply. This is the point you have to. It's a matter arising. The same people that you feed in Ramadan, outside Ramadan, they are hungrier, they are thirstier, they are more in need. So these are a bigger picture of Ramadan. We spend millions on social media in Ramadan for Ramadan activities, lectures, and the like. Is it not more needed after Ramadan too? People are hungry, not just in Ramadan alone. Outside Ramadan too, they are still hungry and will remain just to feel that we fast, we help them in Ramadan, and we are gone. While we are gone, they are alone in their houses, in their homes, hungry. Our rich men need to get this clear. The hunger remains after Ramadan. The test remains. That's what Allah wants you to realize that, okay, you've forgotten your brothers, you've forgotten your sisters, experience what they go through for just 30 days. Now, you come around, oh, you feel it, you are conditioned now to help them. But when Ramadan now ends, it's an area we have to look at. Let us ensure that when Ramadan ends, we continue to extend the hands of fellowship to our brothers and sisters. The other aspect is beyond the physical in Ramadan, there is spiritual. Hunger has a role in strengthening our will. It restrains us from eating or you doing what is wrong. It's habit control. In Ramadan, you realize that when you are fasting, you are very meticulous of some things you do. You are very careful of what you say, even to your wife, to your children, to your friends, to everything like that. You are conscious of committing sin because it's a month of that sins are not allowed. So, and you involve yourself beyond material. You get up at night, pray tarawih. You don't realize that you are busy with one ibadah or the other. That is how life should go. Life should be more spiritual than material because material is already designed and destined. You be rich, you can't but to be rich. You be poor, you can't but to be poor. Now, these are realities of life. But when the one that you can't control is your spiritual, which can sustain your enjoying life, is a month that we are compelled to return to the Quran. We return because it's the month of the Quran. Allah says in the Quran that the month in which the Quran was revealed, we can understand that is the month in which Muslims read the Quran most, is the month in which we attach to the Quran most. We read it, we memorize it, we translate it, we explain it, we expound it. Exegesis is all over the places, very almost on social media, on Facebook, on everything. We try to do what to ensure that the Quran is in. So, what's the message here? The message is that between last Ramadan and this Ramadan, you need to examine yourself. How many of the Quran were you able to read? How many of the verses were you able to memorize? How many of the verses were you able to study and be able to implement? How many of the provisions in the Quran were you able to follow? How many people around you were you able to communicate the Quran to? This is the message that Ramadan teaches, that beyond Ramadan, we must live the life of Quran. We must live fi dhilal Quran, under the shade of the Quran. Is a month that is designed for us to be conscious of that very Quran phenomenon. Last point for this moment is that you will see that after we have fasted from the first day, second day, third day, 15, 29, we have involved in several activities. We've done charities, we give people better food for people, we've done a lot of things. What happened? What do you see? Then the end comes, whereby Ramadan, the fasting will stop. We now go to Eid on the second day when the fast has ended. We now go to Eid. The message here is this, that now it's as if we are converging for Qiyamah. In some places, you have a very big Eid ground, people are many. The Qiyamah scene, unfolds here. We all stand there. We come from our various houses, from our various walk of life. You see the rainbow of backgrounds, rainbow of believers. This scene is a scene of enjoyment, a lot of scene, takbirat, but there's this inner dimension that you are going to gather after the journey of life one day before Allah. These are the few areas we are looking at this hour on the inner dimension to Ramadan. The question now is this, my dear brothers and sisters, as we await Ramadan, how do you want to actually start it? How do you want to enter it? Then these inner dimensions, how do you want to live it? I mean, how do you want to actually let them be part of our life? This we have mentioned from the point of understanding the concept of humanitarianism, welfareism, which goes beyond Ramadan. If people are hungry, we feed them in Ramadan, just 30 days. We not leave them, we not don't bother about them for the next 11 months. It questions our solidarity. It questions our iman. So I'm saying that with outside the month, if at all you will not be able to do as do Ramadan, let us keep sharing that spirit. If just even 50%, we will be able to alleviate people's, disturbing situations. People have no food to eat, but some are in luxury, they're in abundance. So I think that's an area we should start to think about. After Ramadan, how do we sustain the welfareism? Beside that, after Ramadan, how do we sustain Quranic companionship? After Ramadan, how do we sustain the brotherhood of Islam that we have shared through Taraweeh, during the going out for many iftar soim and the like? May Allah in His infinite mercy make us witness the great months in peace and not in pieces, in sound health. And at the time you have plans, you enter and you are just down. We ask Allah and you baraka filana fi sha'abana wa yubarikina Ramadan. Barakallahu fiha wa fikum jami'a. Inshallah, probably have some questions or comments you want to make. The floor is open, inshallah. You can indicate by signifying or you let us know you want to ask a question. Thank you very much. Barakallahu fikum. We appreciate our comment. Please, people of different backgrounds. So quickly, if you have comment questions on subject matter, you may ask now. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair. And for comments, you can send it to the chat box. Anyone you feel you want to clarify or to make contributions is fully welcome. Inshallah. Okay, if there's no comment or question, I want to believe message is a bit clear. We ask Allah to accept it from us, inshallah. So on that note, I want to appreciate us, and inshallah, come next 2 weeks. Okay, I have somebody here. Could I just appreciation from Infinite? Thank you very much. So let us share the news of the message to others, especially the agenda and the project of post-Ramadan welfareism. That's the core issue here. The core issue of Ramadan is welfareism, is the issue. You learn Ramadan, everybody just sharing and sharing and sharing. So just share the good news of sharing. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.